Alrighty, guys. It is 3:30. Time to wrap it up for today. And as you can tell, right at 2 o'clock, right after 2 o'clock, craziness began. We were up here looking at the pretty good move to the upside. We were staying on the long side, looking for potential long opportunity. And then I got a little bit of rotation down here. Here's your run down to 20. This is NASDAQ, but ES was at the 68.25s. So you were down here at the took out the 68.28, a little bit lower than that. And if that didn't hold, I mean, that would have been if that held, we would have been in good shape. But the S started drifting up here, and here was the moment of truth. They just knocked the crap out of it. Not to use a technical word. After 2 o'clock, after K period, a big move to the downside. And you can see here, this was so much volume here that you basically my chart wasn't keeping up. So you can see a little spaced out, and it's starting to keep up again here over here. But man, this is they're pretty hard knockdown from the high, so they are sucked in on the long side. You got a little bit of a hint here after that for a rotation down. If you got long there, you had a shot for a small trade there, but stop should have been below that rotation, and you should not be in a bigger trade than that. So I haven't really taken any trades because once I was looking at it on the way up here, looking for that long trade, but when this started running lower like that, I was kind of watching it. Did not find a really good opportunity here unless you wanted to buy the rotation out. But um, on the low here, I was looking for a retest of that low and never happened. It was kind of two bars just side by side. That was all you got. It could have been up and down, a couple of retests going on there, but nothing which really caught my eye. So I never bought that thing. And then when this craziness started, I just kind of taking a step back and just waiting for it to stop. You know, there is no reason to trade it when it's crazy like that because it's you don't know quite what's driving it. If it was a piece of news which came out, or if it's just like algos kicking in. It's hard to say, but needless to say, you can see how they ran it all the way down here to the mode of the overnight 67, 80, 85s. And right now we are pretty much saying, let's see how far they want to take it. No, and if unless they take out the day session lows, I'm going to start off range bound. Probably keep a bias to the upside at least to get started. But given what you're looking at right now, I would look for early weakness for a spot to get long. That's kind of the way I would look at it. So if they take out that 67 60s, yeah, the bets are off. We are back on the low end of this range. But right now, I would say that if they can hold that 67.60 going into the close, then we'll probably be in pretty decent shape to start off range bound. Um, if they close a little bit higher, above that 68.15s, maybe start from the long side. If they can't, I would just start off flat out range bound. If they take out that 67.60s, I would be on the short side of this going into the overnight. But initially, given the what's happening, I would look for early weakness, at least until we see a little bit of strength developing. So that's where we have it on the ES. On the Nasdaq, very similar stuff. They knocked it down even further, but they were heading higher. Pretty good knockdown right there. Now, if you try to get long on the way down on that first rotation down and you got run over, you would just not re-engage it again. That's kind of figure out what is going on there. And it was a little bit confusing, right? They run it lower, stall, retrace a little bit, same as the ES, and then they knocked the crap out of it again. So big move to the downside, and and then you can pretty hard reversal on that one as well. They ran it right up here, pretty good on that bar, then closed on the low. Wild action, wild action. So I'm gonna leave that for now. But I haven't. So once it gets crazy like that, I kind of take a step back and wait for it to stop. And same story there on the Nasdaq. Just watch for these single print Cs. I would say below on Nasdaq it closes below 850. I would be on the short side. Otherwise, I would give the Nasdaq just a little bit more room. Still looking for early weakness the way it looks. See if they can retest these lows, maybe take it lower. But I would look to buy against that 950s, the 890s, and the 850s. At least going to get started in the overnight. So looking for that early weakness. Now, if the Nasdaq for some reason close up here above, I would give it above the 21 or 21 140s. If you can close above that, I would be on the long side of that. But right now, I would just start off range bound looking for that early weakness. So yes, one trade for me today. That was the ES, the $10 trade early on. And I was kind of watching it on the way up. It's been pretty whippy, pretty sloppy trading most of the day. Right now, it looks like we're getting more weakness though into the close. So we will see. The weak close is not a great sign, but we just kind of have to roll with the punches when it comes to that. Bond market, big move to the downside on that one. That was interesting. You ever gave up on the bond market halfway through the day here, going into the afternoon here, nothing's going on. But then you can see it running back to the midpoint, so nothing interesting there. And then big rotation down there, right there at the right same time as the ES and Nasdaq started getting hammered. So a lot of activity happened there. Most likely some piece of news came out somewhere, but nothing really which I picked up on when I was on the news as I was listening to it. So just starting off range bound on the bonds. I would start with a bias to the downside. At least look for early weakness. They have taken out this support area, this 115.30. So if they stay below it, stay on the short side. If they trade up above it, just go back and range bound on the bonds. We'll see where they end up closing, but it's hard to say when it's crazy like this. Where they're going to end up closing, but we've got a couple of levels to lean against, and then we'll just take it from there. All right, so we'll wrap it there. Now, news for tomorrow. We got some stuff going on. It's going to be, you have mortgage apps in the morning. We have the CPI read tomorrow morning at 8:30. That's going to be interesting. Oil report at 10:30 and a 10-year auction at 1. So CPI at 8:30 tomorrow. I don't think it's not going to contain any information about there were any impact from this oil spikes. It's going to be too late for that, but we'll get a read on it nonetheless. So we'll see what it is. Alrighty, guys, we'll wrap it there. I'll see you back in the morning. You guys have a good evening. Later.